because there's no doubt that it's easy to get a pretty warped view of things in Washington. But then you start talking to guys working on those machines, creating products all across the country. You go to the diner and you meet folks who are raising their kids, working hard, trying to keep things together. And I'm reminded of the strength and the resilience and the perseverance of the American people. I'm reminded of the fundamental character of the Americans that I'm so privileged to serve. It's that character that has borne our nation through the roughest of seas. A lot rougher than the ones we're going through right now. That's the character that will carry us through this storm to better days ahead. I am confident of that because of you. And I'm very grateful for all of you taking the time to be here today. Thank you. Thank you. Office in the White House just focused on manufacturing, because it's my view that America's got to make things. Now, we're not going to make, I want to be honest, not all the manufacturing jobs that have gone are going to come back. And if people tell you they are, that's just not true, because a lot of that has moved to places where the wages are just much lower. And I know that some people say, well, then we should just set up tariffs so that folks can't ship them in. But these days, the economy, the global economy is so interconnected that that's just not a practical solution. The solution is to find, and I don't know the details of the steel mill here, but I know that the ones that have been successful, they do what EMC is doing as well, which is you find what's the high-end market. What's the market that involves a lot of technology, specialization, highly trained workers, quick turnarounds to spec so that the customers really feel like they're getting something special and different. That's how you compete, because that's something that a steel mill in China or in Brazil can't do. 2 paychecks. So this is not just a feminist issue, quote unquote. You know, sometimes the guys say, well, why do I, why should I care about that? Well, let me tell you something. If your wife is getting paid fairly, that means your family is getting paid fairly. And I want my daughters to be treated the same way as your sons. That's something we shouldn't be arguing about anymore. Gentlemen right back there. Yeah, so it was Guy's turn. Yes, sir.
My name is James Sturlock, and I'm an inventor. And I hold patent, U.S. patent number 7,397,731.
Okay.
And before I ask my question, I'd like to make a sales pitch. If you can use my patent in your next election, I think you can raise a ton of money worldwide. You should take a look at it.
We'll take a look. All right.
You can't use it, the government can use it, and I can build a multi-billion-dollar business here.
All right, we'll take a look at your patent.
Yeah. Okay, it has to do with international patent rights, with all this free trade.
Mr. President, my name is Doris Young. I started a Great Lakes Truck Driving School in 2008 in Lorraine County.
I'm sorry, what kind of school?
Great Lakes Truck Driving School.
Cross driving school? Truck driving school.
Great Lakes Truck Driving School.
Okay.
Started in 2008. Our first year, we trained 287 people, and we placed over 70% of those people into jobs. At that time, there was enough money through the Workforce Investment Board to train those people. In the past few months, we've had a number of people on a daily basis coming into our school that's unemployed, but there are no training funds for truck driver training. And I want to know why that has changed.
Well, the Recovery Act put a huge amount of money into retraining. We are now preparing for next year's budget, and I know that we have actually allocated additional money for retraining. I don't know specifically what's happening that would cause those dollars to dry up with respect to truck driving school. Let me see if I can find out. I'll have one of my staff get your card, and maybe we can provide you some information. When we passed the Recovery Act, these aren't all a bunch of government jobs. These are jobs that private contractors contract with the state or the city or the county to build roads and highways, the same way that we built the interstate highway system and the intercontinental railroad system. I mean, I understand how people have become mistrustful of government. We don't need big government. We need smart government that works and interacts with the private sector to create opportunity for ordinary people. But it can't be this constant ideological argument. People need help. We need to provide